Joel's death in The Last of Us Part 2 is one of the most shocking and controversial moments in gaming history.
But it wasn't just the way he died that
Upset fans, it was the choices the game made and the direction it took. Let's dive into why so many fans hated this moment and what made it such a divisive decision in the game's story. In this scene, Joel's fate is sealed in a brutal and shocking way. He's killed by Abby, a character we know little about at this point, and it's an intense and emotional moment for the player. But for many, this wasn't just about Joel's death. It was about the entire approach the game took to storytelling. Let's talk about Joel's death. For many, Joel wasn't just a character. They felt connected to him after everything that happened in the first game. His sacrifice, his protection of Ellie, it all built him up to be a beloved character. So when The Last of Us Part 2 killed him off so quickly and violently, it felt like a betrayal. Fans expected Joel to play a significant role in the sequel, but instead his death served as a plot device. For some, this felt like a cheap way to set the stage for Ellie's revenge arc, without giving Joel the closure he deserved. Now, I'm not saying that Joel's death didn't have an emotional impact. It did, but there's a line between shock value and storytelling that some fans felt was crossed here. It felt like the game was more focused on making us feel something intense, rather than giving us a satisfying narrative reason for why this needed to happen. Joel's death set the stage for the rest of the game, sure, but did it serve the story in a meaningful way? Or did it just act as a catalyst for Ellie's journey into darkness? That's where the controversy lies. One of the things fans were most upset about was the shift in focus. The first game was about Joel and Ellie's relationship, their growth together in a post-apocalyptic world. The Last of Us Part 2 promised to continue their story, but instead, the sequel pushed Ellie into a much darker, revenge-driven path. Some fans were ready to follow Ellie's journey, but many expected more depth in her character development. Instead, the game took a heavy focus on the brutal consequences of revenge, which alienated a lot of players who were invested in her growth from the first game. The game's theme of revenge was, of course, central to the plot. But for some players, the game's relentless focus on revenge, loss, and moral ambiguity didn't land the way it was intended. It felt too grim, too unrelenting, and too harsh compared to the tone of the first game. Many fans felt like the game was punishing the player for feeling sympathy for the characters. The choices felt harsh, and there was no sense of hope, just a constant cycle of pain and vengeance. Another major issue many fans had was being forced to play as Abby. After seeing her kill Joel, it was hard for many players to empathize with her. The game forced you into her shoes for a significant portion of the story, and while some appreciated the depth this brought to her character, others found it difficult to care about her journey. It felt like the game was asking players to see things from the perspective of someone they viewed as the antagonist, which made many fans feel disconnected from Ellie, the character they'd grown to love in the first game. Joel's death was more than just a plot twist. It was a moment that defined the entire sequel. It was a shocking, emotional, and divisive decision. For some, it was a fitting way to explore the cost of survival in this brutal world, but for many others it felt like a step too far. Whether you love The Last of Us Part 2 or hate it, there's no denying that Joel's death was a moment that changed the series and left a lasting impact on its fanbase. What do you think? Was Joel's death justified, or did it go too far? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content about gaming's most controversial moments.